8,000 miles from North Texas, a debris field, and disbelief. 8 Americans among the 157 people who died when Ethiopian Air Flight 302 went down. This man should have been on board.
Because of the delay from Dubai, so I missed the first flight.
The plane that crashed in Africa was a Boeing 737 MAX 8. It had been flying just 4 months. Less than 6 months ago, 189 people died when another Boeing 737 MAX 8 crashed off the coast of Indonesia. Here's why both of these crashes must matter to North Texans. Dallas-based Southwest Airlines operates 31 737 MAX 8s. Fort Worth-based American operates 24.
They buy these airplanes because they're economical to operate.
Denny Kelly was a pilot. He flew 737s.
And the 737 is a wonderful airplane. It's a great airplane. All of Boeing's airplanes are great airplanes. But some of them crash, and sometimes there's a problem.
Now an investigator, Kelly warns it's too early to know if the 2 crashes of the MAX 8 are related. But the similarities are eerie. Both planes went down within 15 minutes of takeoff. Both pilots requested permission to return to the airport, but couldn't. According to the Associated Press, after the first crash in Indonesia, the pilots' union for Southwest and American requested additional training on the MAX 8 to learn how to override an automated system that can push the aircraft's nose down.
That is the most important question in this whole thing. If there is a problem with these airplanes, what are we going to do?
Now, concern from passengers is real. Southwest Airlines received several tweets from passengers today asking if flying on the MAX 8 is safe. Southwest responded to those tweets the same way they responded to us in the media, saying they remain confident in the safety of their fleet. As for American Airlines, they say they are closely monitoring that investigation in Ethiopia. Marie?
Teresa Woodard for us. Thank you, Teresa.